Hello, it's Craig here. There are a few important points that you might not have considered for Yae Miko, and if you're on the fence for pulling Yae Miko, hopefully this video can help you decide. I take into account all of the changes for her and Beta. Number 1. Yae's weapon choices and Kagura Verity's importance. Here I've picked out the top 5 4-star weapon choices. Black Cliff Agate has crit damage as its secondary stat, and you can get a hefty amount of attack percent after kills. However, this bonus falls off hard in the hardest content, Abyss 12, because there tends to be fewer units in Abyss 12. I also don't recommend using your Stardust for this. Favonia's Codex really helps with energy recharge, especially if you're not running Raiden on your team. Yae is an off-field character, meaning she naturally gets less energy since when a character is off-field, he or she only gets a third of the energy her particle gives. She also requires 90 energy for an elemental burst, the highest amount of energy needed for an elemental burst as of patch 2.5. Favonia's Codex also works well with her strongest artifact set, Emblem of Severed Fate, for buffing her burst damage. Solar Pearl is an easy to get weapon, assuming you're buying the battle pass and have no better weapon to get. The secondary stat is crit rate, meaning you can use a crit damage circlet. As for the bonus, it is very easy to get elemental damage bonus by using a normal attack right before you cast the ultimate. With Sith is typically the strongest 4-star weapon for most Catalyst DPS users. The secondary stat is crit damage. However, the bonuses are difficult to get because of the rotation, since you maximize DPS by letting Yae's E stay on the field for over 10.5 seconds. Wiz's passive only lasts for 10 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. When you swap back to use the elemental burst with Yae, you lose the Wizard passive, so the Wizard isn't that good for Yae. Hakushin Ring is your craftable option. Energy recharge helps with the energy required for a burst and emblem set, just like the Favonia's Codex. It is easy to trigger the bonus condition because you can use Yae to attack another element to trigger a reaction. As for the 5-star weapon choices, the only option that's not Kagura's Verity would be Skyward Atlas. Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds has a poor effect for Yae, but you can use it for its crit rate and raw stats over a 4-star weapon. Comparatively speaking, Skyward Atlas is a good choice because it has the highest base attack as a catalyst, so even if its secondary stat is attack percent, you won't have too much attack percent. Its bonus also gives you 12% elemental damage percent at R1. Memory of Dust is not great as you don't really need a shield for an off-field character. Everlasting Moonglow is trash for Yae because it's made for a healer. That leaves us with Kagura's Verity, Yae's signature weapon, which is her best weapon choice by far. It gives her crit damage as a secondary stat, and at R1 you're getting 48% damage bonus to her E skill, and 12% damage bonus to her Q skill within a 12-second period. This bonus is very easy to get because you spam her E skill thrice in a row. Kagura's Rarity works very well with Emblem of the Severed Fate artifact set, which is her strongest artifact set. Kagura will be buffing her E skill damage percent, while Emblem set would buff her burst skill damage percent. In conclusion, a big issue with Yae is her lack of great weapon choices. Without Kagura's Verity, Yae will be doing much less damage, and pulling for a weapon banner is more expensive on average than a character banner. Number 2. Replaceability. Yae's role is an off-field damage dealer, so she is comparable to units like Fischl, Sarah, and Beidou. In terms of damage percent, she can beat these 3 characters assuming you have a good rotation and good enough investment. We can use a meta team as an example. Raiden, Sarah, Kazuha, Bennett is a good hyper carry Raiden team. Instead of using Sarah to increase Raiden's burst damage, you can use Yae instead to spread the damage out over time. However, Yae doesn't do anything especially different from these 3 characters. Characters like Raiden offer utility with her skills, or Zhongli with his massively superior shield. Ayaka has a straight up insane burst, and Ganyu deals insane damage with her aim shots. Number 3. Rotation difficulty. Yae's E skill takes about half a second to cast, and you always want to cast 3 in a row, so it takes around 1.5 seconds to cast all 3 E's. Her E's first lightning strike happens 1.5 seconds after the totem is summoned, and then once again every 3 seconds after that. The totems last for 14 seconds, and you always want to cast her burst skill with 3 totems. This means optimally you want to cast her burst skill within a 2-second interval, from 12 to 14 seconds. But more realistically in the heat of battle, you won't be able to time everything that well. You're likely to miss one E rotation and cast anywhere from 9 to 14 seconds. If you're using Kagura's Rarity whose buff lasts for 12 seconds after the final E cast, you have 0.5 seconds less to cast her burst skill if you want to keep the elemental damage bonus, which is 12% at R1. The burst window for her damage rotation can be quite hard to time, because you only have a 4.5 second interval. There are many ways you can lose out damage like casting Q too early, or if enemies jump away. Unlike other characters who can simply save their Q, Yae's E skill would end, leading to you messing up your rotation. A final word for this video. This video is not meant to dissuade you from pulling for Yae. I'm just trying to help you make an informed decision. If you like the character and don't particularly care about performance, I would still pull her regardless. Please like and subscribe for more.